this is P.O.C. This is the entity that's maintaining ongoing flight over the venue. Here you go. This is the entity that's doing so. They're watching themselves being exposed. I just want to be clear. This is the level of desperation that the entity engages in, exhibits when they're murdering American citizens, okay? The disregard. This is an entity that's already prosecuted. So this case is already proven, right? The entity is engaging in what is criminal activity before the world. Internationally, they are exposed. And they are, again, in doing so with regard to merely educating you. You are looking at, while the entity is stalking at the Ontario Senior Center, Ontario Seniors, this is, again, multi-family, there's multiple layers here. This is a senior citizen complex. The entity has utilized the senior citizens as a guise to use criminal summoning. They are disturbed, but even this tone of voice right here, I'm disturbing them, but the helicopter activity that I'm documenting, the ongoing psychopathic pacing by hovering over the apartment complex, the ongoing public nuisance by the entity engaging in criminal summoning, that's not disruptive to the senior citizens, but my voice is while I'm outside, okay? My voice is speaking truth about the fact that the elderly are engaging in what is the beast system while the government is paying for their prescriptions regarding their liver spots and their medication, and paying partial percentages of their rent while they're gang stalking with that government that maintains no zoning. There's no appropriate maintenance of the plane activity here with regard to the zoning area. And you're also looking at this, it's currently 7:31 p.m. There is no flight. I just want to show you here at the same time. The entity is engaged in what is monitoring. So you are analyzing the stalker that is watching themselves being exposed and engaging in that ongoing criminal activity at the same time. That's the threat to American citizens. Those are commercial airline companies that are going to cease to exist. Okay, UPS in Kentucky was not an accident. You saw the fake sunset right here today. Let me remind you of what you saw. You are looking at the sunset here. This is the entity that is engaging in this at what is 6:22 p.m. this evening. This is what you witness. The entity is engaging in this pattern of conduct. You're looking at what is supposedly sunlight. It's impossible light activity. It's on the wall. While the people of the state are gang stalking with minor children and furtherance of murder and psychologically torturing them and also keeping their genitalia under surveillance. And you are looking at this environment, which is not coexisting in any natural environment in Kentucky, where UPS is crashing into a building full of people, ostensibly in an accidental manner, a tragic accident that's even reported to you as such. At the outset, it is presumably an accident, and the entity is reporting it to you in that manner on purpose. The people of the state include those that are reporting the news to you. It is propaganda in the U.S. The entity is maintaining a fake sun. This is what you're looking at here. Daylight savings time or not, there is no sunset in a natural environment. Where I've shown you the evidence, I have demonstrated the entity engaging in surveillance under a fake sun. That is necessarily the specific environment where UPS is intentionally, therefore, crashing into people in buildings. That is also suicidal conduct. Acts of terrorism, just like what you saw on 9/11. And we were told that foreign enemies are responsible for crashing into the Twin Towers in New York. And this is what is happening under what you now know is a fake sun in Kentucky. With regard to UPS that you know is gang stalking me in California, under what is a fake sun that is never deviating from sunrise and sunset anywhere in Ontario, including here at the OVITT Family Community Library where I'm documenting this. This is the P.O.C. These are companies that maintain no right to exist, and after I drain the life out of them financially, and I prosecute those that are at the heads of these companies for facilitating terrorism and profiting off of the murder, off of the psychological torture, off of the theft of intellectual property. This is what these companies are doing. This is how they are engaging in that, while they keep American citizens under surveillance unbeknownst to them, and announce them on the news upon their disappearance of being drug addicts, of being mentally ill, of being criminals worthy of being placed in prison, of being put on what is death row and subjecting them to the death penalty. This is the government that's engaging in that, murdering American citizens and abusing this system. This is what the entity is engaging in when you have corrupt law schools, when you have corrupt law enforcement, when you have corrupt courthouses, when you have a corrupt population bearing false witness, when you have corrupt companies, a corrupt society stealing from what are the people of the state. This is the P.O.C. This is what is significant about a gang stalking airport. This is a threat to American citizens, and these companies do not maintain any constitutional right to continue to exist. It is currently 7:36 p.m. The entity is engaging in what is psychopathic pacing right here at the side of the OVITT Family Community Library, and that's what I want you to see, where this entity is stalking right here, where the elderly are not disrupted by the plane and the helicopter activity and the ongoing incessant criminal summoning, but they are disturbed by the truth of the sound of my voice as it resonates regarding what are the mentally ill that are engaged in that pattern of conduct, okay? This is P.O.C. It is currently, by the way, 7:36 p.m. where the entity is operating outside of what the Ontario International Airport publishes, which is an admission regarding terrorism. It's all relevant context. This is a case that's already complete. What you are learning are the desperate and ongoing mentally ill conduct of those that, again, have no regard for American citizens. You are engaging in terrorism. And you are going to federal prison. You're also going to be subject to what are mental examinations, and it's not a secret. The whole world is watching that, and yet they're still engaging in targeting. And to continue engaging in what is clearly deviating from an airport, clearly creating what is a public nuisance, engaging in what is on its face improper with regard to the zoning laws that are in place and all other manner of contexts where you are able to identify what is inappropriate for the airport to engage in. It's more than inappropriate. It is unlawful. It is occurring under the fake sun. And you are also able to expose that nationwide while the entity engages in what UPS conducted, which is murder in Kentucky, okay? This is relevant to what is stalking in commercial planes. And these companies are subject to a federal RICO case. And that's going to put those that are in these companies at the heads of these companies making money, employing these demons. They're going to prison. And you don't maintain any constitutional right to continue to exist as a terrorist, hiding behind company names, forming a corporation in order to maintain criminal surveillance, doing so with terrorists like the Ontario Police Department, okay, who are then again threatening my life while these feces consumers then start flying around in circles in helicopter because they're mad that I keep embarrassing them with this level of evidence. They're all going to prison. All of them. This is P.O.C. It is currently 7:38 p.m.